It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. When last we talked with the U.S. Attorney Scott Brady, we invited him back to talk about Pirates baseball, which was supposed to begin yesterday and didn't. So he's back, but not for that purpose. Scott, good morning.
Hi, Todd. Thanks so much. It's great to be back with you.
It's good to have you here. The other day, your office, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Western Pennsylvania, announced in collaboration with the State Attorney General's Office a new task force designed to specifically target folks who are trying to take advantage of others when this COVID-19 epidemic or pandemic comes along.
That's right. As your listeners hopefully remember, my job as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of Western Pennsylvania for the Department of Justice is to protect the citizens of Western Pennsylvania. We cover the 25 counties west of Altoona. And Josh Shapiro, the Pennsylvania Attorney General, is a good friend and a great partner. We work together on a regular basis, and we have been communicating since the beginning of this crisis. We share the same mission. Our mission is to keep everyone safe, especially in times of anxiety where bad guys are seeking to do people harm. So we said, all right, how can we most effectively protect the citizens of Western Pennsylvania? And so we created the first in the country joint COVID-19 fraud task force, which combines federal agencies and the best prosecutors from the U.S. Attorney's Office and the state AGs to go after frauds and scams that our citizens are seeing all over the place. We're seeing an explosion of them.
It's a lot of resources that come together. So how does it work from a logistical standpoint?
We've designated a COVID-19 fraud coordinator, one of my most senior guys here, and Josh has an executive deputy assistant attorney general. They are speaking on an almost daily basis, emailing and talking with people designated with each federal agency, whether it's the FBI or Postal Service, the state police. Josh has investigators in the AG's office. And we've established some email accounts and a dedicated hotline for people who feel they have been victimized to be able to call in. And then we take that information, we reach back out and talk to the folks and thank them and make sure that they understand that we are hearing what their tips are and their concerns are. And then we go after these guys with the immediate goal of disrupting all the bad activity we're seeing, the long-term goal of hopefully prosecuting people and putting them in jail.
So what are some of the specific things that folks can report? What are you really targeting with this?
Well, we are seeing everything from price gouging in stores, where stores are taking advantage of near-term financial insecurity to, jack the price of toilet paper up from $10 a pack to $50 or $60 a pack, and the AG is really going after the price gouging stores and individuals. We're also seeing all of the typical scams repackaged with a COVID-19 veneer. So we're seeing people calling in and claiming to be from Medicare or other federal agencies, asking for people's Social Security numbers or for their personal banking information or financial information. We're seeing emails which claim to either have information on hotspots or outbreaks, or, again, asking for certain information. We've even seen one that says, you've been awarded a $500,000 grant from the World Health Organization. Please click on this link and send us your information. Mm-hmm. And what's actually happening is malware is being downloaded onto people's phones or on their computers. It's either locking them up with ransomware, asking for a payment, or it's just stealing their personal information or their bank account information.
When you get together with the Attorney General's office for Pennsylvania, that brings probably, we've never seen that kind of power together here in Western Pennsylvania in the law enforcement community. That being the case, there's probably more of that sort of activity now than there ever has been. It still becomes a really, really big challenge, doesn't it?
It's a huge challenge, and that's why we really need citizens who feel they've been targeted to call us. Because we're seeing certain kinds of scams, and it's only going to get bigger. I think the thing that's probably most analogous is after Katrina, where there was a lot of federal and state aid that was sent out to individuals and to businesses. We're going to see that here. If checks get sent out to families with certain financial insecurities, if small businesses are getting some kind of short-term bridge loans or financing from the SBA, all of these fraudsters are going to use that as a vehicle to try to, again, steal information. We've already seen that. We've seen people getting texts where they say, hey, you're getting this $1,200 check from the government. Send us your bank account information, and we will have it direct deposited into your account as quickly as possible. And then, of course, they just steal the account number and try to steal people's money from their banks.
Yeah, my goodness. In terms of the way that your office is operating right now and the federal courts are operating here in Western Pennsylvania, you've got Pittsburgh, you've got Johnstown, you've got Erie. How do they operate now in this new environment?
Well, we're practicing the same precautions that the governor has asked everyone or ordered everyone to practice. We, as the federal law enforcement, are exempted from some of those restrictions, certain travel restrictions, because of our jobs. But we have most of our folks working remotely. I'm in the office. We have a skeletal crew in the office. And despite the court having limited court appearances, if there are bad guys doing bad things, we can still arrest them. And we're doing that. We just took down a major drug conspiracy in Erie that was trafficking cocaine and heroin internationally. We did that 2 days ago. So I certainly want everyone to know that law enforcement is still here every day, working hard to keep everyone safe.
Let's get back to the task force that you formed with Josh Shapiro and the PA Attorney Generals. And again, we're talking to U.S. Attorney Scott Brady this morning. In terms of jurisdictions, once a case moves forward and gets into the court system, I'm sure that you've got those procedures all worked out. Who has jurisdiction in what case?
Absolutely. And we've stood up a hotline. The hotline number is 800-C19-WDPA. That's 800-219-9372, because we don't want regular folks to worry about that. You know, is this fraud a state case, a federal case? We just want you to call us, and we'll take it from there. We will figure out where the appropriate court and venue is, which agency is best suited to investigate it. But we want to make it kind of one-stop shopping for the public so that they just have one place to report to us and feel, again, that know that we're protecting them.
Is there an online source for people to find more information about it as well?
There is. We have a website that's dedicated. Our Western Pennsylvania website has a button with our hotline. We have a dedicated email address. I can give you the email address.
Mm-hmm.
It is usapaw.covid19@usdoj.gov. Again, call the hotline, send us an email. We want to be there to protect you.
And when we post this story on our site, we'll be sure to put that address in there as well, so that folks can take advantage of that. So he's Scott Brady, our U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Pennsylvania, and working, of course, in conjunction now with the State Attorney General's office on this particular issue. It's 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock. So let's talk some baseball. No, I'm just kidding. I know we'd love to be talking about baseball, but, you've got the 5 kids at home. I'm sure that it's been a circus for you and for your family as well. Everything's disrupted, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, we're experiencing this the same way everyone is. We have 5 boys, ages 7 to 16. They're all home. My poor wife, God bless her, is dealing with that madhouse. The boys think this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to them. They're out fishing, hiking in the woods, playing ball. So they love it. All of us, less so.
But she must have a tremendous chore list for these guys, doesn't she?
Well, yeah. We're experiencing the same kind of resistance from teenagers that everyone does when asked to do chores. I think at the end of this, my wife is either going to be canonized or institutionalized.
Well, it's not like you can throw a federal grand jury at them for not sweeping the walk, but you do have certain powers, don't you?
I seem to have fewer and fewer powers at home.
Scott, I'm so glad you're able to come and join us today, and this task force seems like it is so needed right now. If you could, once more, give the phone number for folks to call for any sort of fraud or scam that they think is happening out there.
Yes, thank you. It's 800-C19-WDPA, 800-219-9372. And again, just please remember, no one from the government will ever call you to ask for your personal information, your Social Security card, or your Social Security number for a direct payment, credit card information. That will never happen. If you get a call like that or an email like that, those are fraudsters, those are scammers. Please don't respond. Call us and we can help.
Okay, one thing I need to clear up, because your website said, you said 800, your website says 888.
Oh, apologies, I misspoke. Yes, it's 888.
888 C19 WDPA. Beautiful.
Yes, correct.
Beautiful. Scott, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks so much, Todd. Great to talk to you.
You too. All right, bye-bye. There is the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Pennsylvania, Scott Brady.